Obviously, if your band is like horrible and racist and whatever, good luck.
Goes
We're not
without
gonna put that
saying.
on. Exactly. Obviously.
Nice.
Second, guys, welcome back to another episode of Sludge Underground. It is the GroundUp for May, where we're going to be talking about some of the things that are happening within the alternative scene in the month of May. And joining me for this, for the very first time, is the newest member of the Sludge team. My dude, introduce yourself.
Hey, Marcel. So, my name's Rowan. I'm just a guy. I've been hanging out with these sludge people, and they've been cool, and they've been getting cooler and cooler the more I hang out with them. And just here to help. I'm here to fill the quota of long hair vibes. We need to keep that as high as possible, and that's my job here. Have long hair and talk nonsense.
The universal hair medium. I don't know if you've ever seen Meegs' hair, dude. She's like, I think between the three of us, we probably have like 6 feet of hair, dude, to be fair.
At some point, we should all cut it off and then donate it to charity or something. That'd be sick.
I'm pretty sure Meeks would rather stab people. I don't know. I feel like that's taken years. It's been an interesting month. There's been like a lot of like discussions online. There's been a lot of chats. And there's some cool things that have been happening, some also not cool things. Everyone's least favorite topic to talk about, to gripe about, to bitch about being AI, especially generative AI in artistic spaces, which between the two of us, we have some very strong feelings about. We recently had a bit of a chat spark up in the Discord regarding what a lot of people are saying is a problem within the alternative Cape Town scene, and it seems to be like a pretty big problem of generative AI being used for posters, being used in music, being used to promote events, and it's caused a bit of a divide amongst the our Cape Town brethren at this point. Yeah, dude, what do you think about this?
So it is interesting immediately because I think the Cape Town folks have been quite vocal about it, but I have a suspicion it's probably not just in Cape Town. I imagine I'm confident there are places in Joburg as well, maybe even Pretoria, that have done this. It would be weird to have like here's a list of people who have used AI, get them, right? We
Yeah,
probably shouldn't do that. So, but yeah, there is this immediate kind of ickiness, right? I don't know about you, but if I see a poster and it's so clearly AI generated, there's this sort of the scent of laziness, the sort of like, ugh, no, right? These bands deserve better. Unless the bands themselves are like, yeah, we should do generate, then like, okay, then maybe the people deserve better, or maybe I don't know. It seems cringy, but there is an element of people are vocal about it, and I think that's good, right? If you don't like something, you should say something.
yeah, 100%. I think what like triggered this was obviously all triggered through a discussion with the Everyday Metalhead WhatsApp group. I know Tristan, the homie, who is pretty much the face of that platform at this point in time, and he kind of sparked that discussion because there's a show coming up that's happening in Cape Town. It is a punk band that is coming through. I know Devin sent the poster through as well. Let me just have a quick look here.
I think they're from Germany, right?
Cool. So it's this band called Bonsai Kitten that's coming from Germany. You are correct. This is a show that's happening at the Springbok Arms, and the poster is obviously AI generated. Personally, I love the irony of this being a poster for a punk show where it's AI generated, and that kind of like fucks me off because, oh my God, that is the least punk thing you could have done in in the circumstance. I'm very inclined to agree with what you said. It's got a certain air of like laziness about it, of very little thought of, oh fuck, let me hit punk show happening, this is the band's names, this is the door cost, this is that, into a prompt generator, and boom, you get this image and you're like, cool, that's sick. Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking lazy. What else are you cutting corners on? What else should we be concerned about? Like, are these bands even fucking worth watching if you're not worth putting enough effort into a poster for the show?
How about this, Marcel? Let's role play for a bit. So I'll play devil's advocate, right? I'm an event organizer or an event, the place itself or whatever the case might be, and you're an upset fan, right? And you go, "Hey, this is generative AI. What the hell?" Angry. I can see some excuses that these people might have, like, "Hey, well, it's cheaper to just use AI. Okay, like, who can afford an artist, right?" I've seen that happen. Like, oh, we can't pay, especially for bands. We can't pay. We're barely making any money. We can't pay anything, right? So how how would you respond to that?
What, as the promoter or the an argument against it? Let me clarify that quickly.
You can be the angry fan, right? Like, I'm the one going, but no, right?
Off the rip, there are so many artists out there, local artists who are willing to work within tight budgets. And that's not saying that you should deliberately go and buck with them and try and bargain down their rates. But if you have an open and honest conversation with these guys, a lot of the time they will do that work. And if you are just fair and you are kind to them, there's a good chance that you will get a good price on that art. You know, a poster that fits within your budget. Obviously, if you're paying thousands of rands, expect thousands of rands worth of work. But I'm pretty sure if you had to go speak to someone like Kavesh or like Cicatrix, who goes by Cicatrix online, they would be reasonable. They would hear you out. They'll listen to your struggles. And obviously, if they refuse to work with you for whatever your budget it is what it is. But there are tons of artists out there who would be willing to do something.
So to take the thinking even further, I'm not role playing as the shitty event person anymore. By the way, to take it even further, even if for whatever reason maybe you have some sort of social anxiety, like, I don't want to interact with an artist, right? Artists are weird. I just want to have something, right? Even if you go outside and take a picture of a bird or something, just take a cool picture, open it up in, there are 1,000 cool tools, open it up, put a filter on there, put your little text on there. Even that is better. I respect that so much more. That is immediately so much more valuable to me than, oh,
Canva is free.
exactly, exactly.
The free version of Canva can make a relatively. I would rather look at that.
I recently saw an event promo for, it was a punk show, and it was as if people just scribbled, like, just with a pen. You just scribbled all the names and times and venue location and stuff. Looks horrible, but it's so fitting for
That's
a
kind
punk
of
show,
cool, though.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Like, it fits the
exactly.
premise as well. So, usually, like, we'll chat about some of the events that we've been to in the past month. I unfortunately haven't made it out to any events, but Rowan, you were at a pretty juicy show right at the end of right at the end of April yourself.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be at the Venom show that the Devil Nest guys hosted. It was at the very, very end of April. And it was amazing. It's such a cool, it's the only thing I think that recently I was able to get to, but incredible. Such a cool everything. Literally everything was awesome. It's a venue that I don't think has hosted much metal before, which is amazing. The crowd, everyone fantastic. The ability to sit down and order chips at dinner and watch a show, that was very cool for me personally. Normally you go to these shows and it's like a bar and you have to stand all night, right? So I'm not 20 anymore, so it's cool. I can sit and eat chips. It's fantastic. There were some really cool bands, Human Nebula all the way from Gauteng. They were incredibly cool. Imperious Vision. They played such a cool song. I've been meaning to look it up, where, not like their vocalist is amazing, but it was an instrumental song. And I remember the bass being especially slappy, and that was sick. And Nine Refrain also played. They were awesome. Very cool evening. My favorite part by far, I would say, was there was this bouncer guy. His name is Wiseman. I've learned from the Sludge quickies. Was so into it. Like, this is the first time this warehouse place hosted a metal event, I believe. So I think it was new for him. And I think in normal everyday life, metal is so easy to shun, right? It's so easy to go, it's just noise, right? Like, oh, why would anyone listen to that? But I guess if you're in this environment with all these people who seem to be dressed in some form of a uniform, right? Like, why is everyone with long hair and wearing black and jumping around? This is very strange. I think that makes you a lot more open to this. And thankfully, Wisewood was very open to it. He was enjoying so much taking videos and everyone's interacting with him. It's so wholesome and nice, right? And I hope the warehouse gets to have more events like that, just so I can see Wiseman again. That was awesome.
I'm sad I wasn't there. Like, obviously the Durban scene holds a very special place in my heart. I to like, the Durban scene is where I was like my gateway into becoming very active in the scene. It's obviously where I met Naz. It's where Sludge started. It's where, so seeing another venue open up, seeing like, another place for people to play is extremely wholesome. And I would have loved to have been there for that. And seeing like the quickie of Wise Man, it reminds me of so many other interactions that I've had in Durban of these kind of reactions to bands, where bands are playing in sort of interesting places that you wouldn't expect them to be, especially Durban. Like, Durban is a very DIY scene at the moment. Even when the Winston was still open, it was still a very much a DIY scene. Like, bands were playing in weird places. And so there was always these kind of like interactions happening of metal in unexpected places,
Yeah.
So I'm bleak that I missed that, but I'm so glad that Wise Man's reaction to it has been documented, and like that's
It's
absolutely
amazing.
fantastic.
Talking about the DIY scene, with that show happening at this warehouse place, it's obviously weird that there are now two warehouses. It'll have to constantly be clarified, but it's cool. There are two interesting venues. There's also, I saw some bands are going to come down here. I think Rough Magic and Gemeente, and
Crash in the Void, I think.
that's going to be at the La Montagne Hotel, where I think it's Loop Evolution Records. There's a venue there. I haven't been. I'm definitely going to be there. I look forward to that. And it's another cool place.
Have you ever seen Rough Magic, dude?
I haven't, but I love their online presence. I love their vibe. I watched a bunch of their interviews, and their music is incredible. I very much look forward to seeing them live. Yeah.
They are going to rock your shit, dude. Like, be excited for that fucking band. Okay, because I've seen them live a couple of times, and one of the coolest fucking bands in this country, and one of the coolest live performances. Holy shit, that band is good. And Crash in the Void are also sick as well. Also one of my favorites. Crash in the Void has like this cosmic horror, like Lovecraftian lore to it. Like, that comes through in their music, like in their lyrics and stuff. But Marius just, it is like, if you know, you know, if you don't, get fucked, bitch.
That's amazing. What really attracts me to Rough Magic is on the event poster, they use Mayhem's font, the Norwegian black metal band's vibe. And I was like, what the hell is it? Oh, it says Rough Magic. Cool, 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 cool. That was amazing.
That band's so cool, dude.
Coupled to that, so another cool new event, there's also a place that I'm seeing multiple shows popping up in the sort of DIY sense. I think it's just called the German Club. I'm not entirely sure exactly what the full name is, but there's some shows and stuff happening at this German club, which is super cool. A plus one venue. It's incredible.
Seeing like more and more little like venues crop up and new places to play is extremely wholesome. It's extremely like, yes, yes, more, more, more. Like,
lots more, please.
yeah. And like, I definitely think there is like a resurgence of alternative music in this country, and it's probably just a sign of the times. Like, have you ever heard of the term poverty pop?
Poverty pop? No. It sounds cool. What is that?
Is it? Actually, no, I'm not sure if poverty pop is the right word. Do you remember in the early 2000s, there was a bunch of like pop music that was like pretty dark. Like, it was pop music, but it had some pretty like dark undertones to it. Okay. It was a little bit more aggressive, like in terms of its theming and messaging. And if you think about what was going on in the early 2000s, there was the war in Afghanistan, there was obviously the terrorist attacks in the States, and there was a bit of a recession going on as well. And we're kind of in that time frame again, so like alternative and heavier music is coming more to the forefront, to the mainstream. Pop music is getting a bit darker and a bit more aggressive as well. So we're kind of like, is this what it's going to take? Is this what we're going to have fucking World War III to have like an alternative like resurgence? But yeah, so like obviously it comes and goes in cycles. But like again, there's a massive like, with all the negatives, for everything that you can bitch about and whatnot, you cannot deny that the quality of bands that are coming out of this country, the quality of music coming out of this country is insane. And it's so worth watching and being involved in. And if you want to keep track of that, Rowan has been creating something. Rowan has been working on something behind the scenes in Sludge Underground that he is going to go on to explain right fucking now.
So, thank you, Marcel. Okay, so if you go to sludgeunderground.com right now, you'll see in the top there's a thing called SAHARA. And you might be convinced that it's a link to a desert in Northern Africa, but it actually stands for the South African Heavy/Alternative Release Archive. So the idea is we have a lot of awesome people keeping track of events and gigs and stuff like that happening. There are like weekly gig guides and stuff like that, keeping, making sure you know what's up in terms of live shows. And that's great. Definitely, we need that. What we don't seem to have is a way of keeping track of what music is actually being released in this amazing scene in South Africa. What is actually happening in terms of singles, videos, albums, EPs, etc. So, as of January, Meagan and I have been keeping track of that to the best of our abilities, trolling through Bandcamp and Instagram and finding bands that post, hey, we have a new EP out or whatever. And we've been keeping track of that. And the thing I built isn't that crazy. It's just a little page that shows all of those, and it's filterable. You can search for a particular band. You can, filter by, is it an EP or an album or whatever, etc. And it's just a means of capturing sort of what's happening. I've heard on Sludge Underground multiple times, especially you, Marcel, talking about the sort of archival idea of like what happened in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. Like no one knows. There were all these incredible bands doing amazing things, and no one knows about them now. Now it's just kind of gone. So this is an idea to kind of hopefully maybe have a little bit of an archive going, but also it serves as a discovery platform. Here are cool bands that are releasing stuff, not just playing live, but here are releases that are happening. So we're now in May, so there's a bunch of data there already. But the thinking now is we probably can't rely on two people doing this. So this is an encouragement. If you're listening to this podcast and your band makes music and you're releasing something or have released something, please send it to us. Send us an email, info@sludgeunderground.com, and we can put it on this little archive, this little page of ours. At best, someone discovers it through there. At worst, it's a cool space where your band gets to live on in infamy and show up on Google results, hopefully. There is a curation thing, because initially the idea was all South African music. But we quickly realized there's a lot of electronic music and, soki soki Afrikaans music, etc. It's not reasonable to keep track of all of that. So that's why we're keeping it to heavy and alternative releases. So there is an element of curation. Obviously, if your band is like horrible and racist and whatever, good luck. We're not gonna put that on. Exactly. Obviously. So if it's like, Sludge Underground adjacent, of course. Coupled to that, I have this tick where if I see an AI cover or get this AI vibe, I just my finger does this on Instagram, or my mouse wheel does this, and I just scroll by. So then I can't listen to it. Then no one can listen to it, and then it can't be on the archive. So no AI stuff. I hope that also goes without saying. But yeah, so send us music. Even if it's not in an email form, send it to us on Instagram, wherever. Get in touch with Sludge, put your stuff on there. If you see anything on there that's wrong, maybe it's the wrong genre or a typo, or please reach out and we can immediately fix it. It's meant to be this community thing.
Absolutely. And it also extends out into if we miss something, if anything that we're saying in terms of, hey, this is not a space for AI, it's a space for genuine artists, it's a space for creatives, and to not be racist, homophobic, or like any kind of disgusting behavior. If that slips by us, let us know. Please, absolutely, drop us a message, anything like that. We open doors there. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're the PC police. Yeah. Cool. Whatever. Yeah. Sure.
Like, I'm super stoked for this particularly because I am a huge fan of archiving things, and this scratches the archival itch. Like just another aspect of the scene that we have managed to document and to just be a part of, to have that history laid down. Because again, so many times I've tried to look back into the past of the South African alternative scene and just really struggled to find stuff. Really struggled to find any information, music, etc. But yeah, I'm super stoked for that. 100% stoked for that.
Yeah, man.
So in other news, the Mosh Battle of the Bands has kicked off in Durban. This is pretty exciting. There are a ton of bands being involved. So Mosh just kicked off their Battle of the Bands at the German club, and Heat 1 did not disappoint. The pit went off, the energy was immaculate, and Blackburn absolutely killed it, earning their spot in the finals. Heat 2 goes down June 6th, and it's about to get heavier. Shorebreak, Anti-Trauma, and Pink Slip are battling it out for the last spots in the finals. The stakes: recording deals, merch deals, cash prizes, interviews, and more. If you are in Durban and you're about that life, get down to the German Club on June 6th. You don't want to hear about this one secondhand.
Perfect.
What else did we say we wanted to talk about, actually?
I have one more bit. Thanks to this SAHARA archive thing, I've been exposed to a couple of bands. It's one of my favorite things when you see a band name on a poster and you go, oh, cool, a band, whatever. And then you see a bit more about them. And then eventually, oh, they released a music video. Let me have a look. BCOM is such a sick band. They recently toured with Indie Dog. They went to Cape Town. Following that on Instagram has been insane. They're so cool and so much fun. I don't know. It seems like such a... If I were younger and in a band, I would want to be in a band like that. They're so amazing. And they have an incredible music video for Ganklik. It's Afrikaans, and I have a soft spot for good lyrics and incredible lyrics. Such a cool music video, such catchy vibes. It's not just a sort of Fokofeliciteit clone thing. They're such a cool band. I very much hope they sell merch online at some point in the near future, because they also have incredible merch. And now I'm just fangirling over BCOM. But yeah, they're an incredible band. Other than that, the Fallen Prophets released a music video called Carved Up. They are incredible. Dylan's one of my favorite drummers in South Africa, I think, and it's so cool having a good tech death band from South Africa. It's such a like, what? That's an America thing, isn't it? Such a sick band, so incredible.
That music video was shot by the homie Calvin De Silva. Also check him out. So he shot that music video, and he is also a local content creator. He does make videos talking about the Cape Town scene specifically. So check him out too, because his work in general is amazing. And he also has some thoughts and opinions, and he does some reviews on shows happening in Cape Town. So check out both that. Check the music video, check out the Fallen Prophets, and check out Kelvin too.
Daisy Arson. Weirdly, they released a song, but there's no, I think as of recording today, there's no video yet, but I think that's coming soon. There's only a song on Spotify, but saving it for the music video. They've not disappointed. Such incredible music and visuals, which is quite rare. Like often you have insane music and then okay, music video. Here it's the music video is incredible. All of their stuff, incredible.
The cool thing about Daisy Arson specifically is that with both Kaylee and Ian, both of them are extremely like talented visual artists as well in terms of with camera work. Kaylee is a mad talented videographer. Ian does video and photography as well. So between the two of them, having that kind of creative vision in a single project is unfucking real. Because if I'm not mistaken, Kaylee did the No Closure music video as well. That's
Yeah.
the most recent No Closure video she did for them too. She also did the recent Marshmallow video, which we spoke about last month. She's also responsible for the Walk These Skies music video, which I'm still waiting for a fucking release date for. So
One day, one day.
And then we've also got a Human Nebula music video coming, which looks like it's going to be sick. And I'm pretty sure that was shot by the BlackRock guys, which also check out BlackRock. They're sick.
One last release literally happened today. 11 hours ago, looking at my YouTube open page. Gemeente also released a new music video, which is super cool. Produced by the homie Chris Xenopoulos, which is super cool as well. And it's such a interesting, awesome video of their recent live shows and tour across South Africa.
On that note,
amazing.
It's been a pleasure. This has been your GroundUp for May. What happened in the month of May that excited you, that you're interested? What are your thoughts on AI and generative AI in artistic spaces? Will you go check out SAHARA? And yeah, join the Discord to have these kind of discussions with us.
Join the Discord and send us your cool stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm Marcel. You can find me in pretty much anywhere on the internet under Thorns of Sludge.
I'm Rowan. Don't find me on the internet. Goats on a bicycle, but cool.